And with that, Rattler fans, we welcome you to Sigma Beta Chi Field. Joe Rodriguez here on commentary, bringing you today's action between the St. Mary's Rattlers and the Ouachita Baptist University Tigers. Should be a good matchup between these two squads, both coming into play with a record of 1-3, and both looking to bounce back and try to get their season more off to the strong start. For the Rattlers, it's been a 3-game losing streak. They won that first game up against West Texas A&M, and then they went on a brief 2-game road trip after that, where they fell in both of those games. For St. Mary's, they'll be looking to get back into that net. They haven't been a high-scoring team all year long, but in these past 3 games, they've been held to only 2 goals. But for St. Mary's, things are looking up. Some faces returning to the lineup. We'll get to see Victor Luna in his home debut. The senior will be making the start here today. And let's go ahead and meet those St. Mary's Rattler starters who will be there along with him. Mitch Kilmer, he'll be in goal. Also his first start of the season here at home. He'll be followed by Luis Sanchez, Garrett Larrington, the captain, Gonzalo Orozco, Jack Verth, the cover of today's game day. He'll be in there. The Scotsman, Victor Luna, like I previously mentioned, he'll be in there as well. Pato Bateo, he'll be in there at that striker spot. Nacho Fernandez, he'll be in there at the midfield. Aaron Dunks playing that back defensive line. He'll be along there with Ren May. And Eric Arenado, the midfielder. He'll line things on out for these Rattlers. Those will be the 11 white jerseys who will be going from right to left across your screen in this first half. Now let's go ahead. Let's meet these Ouachita Baptist University Tigers. Starting in goal, it's going to be Nelson Pacheco. He's going to be in there from Springsdale, Arkansas. Tyler Mountain, Blaine Hickman, Tanesha Chigade will be in there as well, and he'll be flanked alongside with Brandon Holm. And there as well will be Logan Hampton, Dylan Farrell, Gideon Onguti, Colton Huey, and then as well Sewell Yost, Ryan Trainer, and then in there to round things out will be Morgan Pendleton. Well, looking to get things off the right way. The weekend just about to get started. Rattlers, they'll be kicking things off here first, as we're just waiting on the Tigers as they break their huddle. It is a beautiful day here on campus and in San Antonio. A little bit of a heat wave returning here today. We've been raining and muggy all throughout the week, but conditions couldn't be any better as the sun sets in San Antonio. Wind blowing from right to left across your screen, and we are underway. Rattlers coming out very aggressively to start things off. Bateo already getting his first touch, but now things will look to settle down here for a bit. As Rattlers, they're going to look for these long prodding passes all game long. It's something that they've become known for, although they also will use some build-up play. Their midfielders not afraid to make runs, and of course that excellent back defensive line also very much in the run-making department as well. One notable change here for St. Mary's. Orozco, usually one of those back cornerbacks as Victor Luna. He'll make his first run of the match, but he'll lose the ball. Orozco usually in that back line, one of those defenders, but playing more of a defensive mid position here today along with Ren May. Tigers, their first attack, but that one's stoutly defended. Larrington managed to get a foot on it. Nacho, he'll send it up forward, and they'll try to get Bateo on a run. But good defense there, as that one is knocked out of play by Onguti. For the Rattlers, like I previously mentioned, right now on a 3-game losing streak, but with their return to home, really a great opportunity to get themselves back on the right foot. They have looked impressive at home so far this season. Their goal differential in that department has been very good. Still though, young season, and like we mentioned in previous broadcasts, a whole lot of new faces, so you're going to be seeing people in maybe different positions or just new players altogether. And with new players coming in, still trying to get that chemistry put together. Good pressure applied there by Nacho, and the Rattlers will get awarded with a throw-in. It's going to be Sanchez up there to take the throw. Does so, and it gets promptly returned back to him. Bit of a trip up, and once again the Rattler ball down there. This Rattler team very creative when they're at their best. And something else, a lot of depth to their team, so a lot of players to play with. A lot of different pieces that can be put toward this puzzle. Good job of Orozco of winning that one himself. Looks like an offside called there. Sanchez gave it a knock just for good measure, but just perhaps a step too forward for the linesman liking there. Match did get underway at that 7:30 start time like we were preparing for. Very prompt by the officials. Some familiar faces, these officials, usually a bit more on the whistle heavy side, but does mean that you get for a cleaner game, I do suppose. Something those on the front line will enjoy and those on the back line might not so much. And looks like Tigers now with it for possession. Mountain with it, the captain of this team. But it is given away. Dunks depthly getting to that one. This Tiger team struggling to get into the net so far this season as well. They've been outscored 12-4 so far on the year. In 2 games, in fact, they have been shut out, but one of those games was up against number 9 in the country, Midwestern State. That game they played at home, and they did drop that one by a score of 5-0. So both teams looking for a bit of a bounce back. Ouachita Baptist, of course, up in Kansas. Talking to our own Chris Thompson before the game, said he went to the campus actually one time, and it was absolutely beautiful. The mountains, the crisp air. Can only imagine. Here's Bateo making a nice run. Good moves to get outside, and the referee's whistle will be blown. It'll be a free kick here. And potentially aggressive positioning for the Rattlers. They're going to bring Dunks up for this one from the looks of things. This one about 10-15 yards outside of the box, so Verth, he's stepping up there as well. So it'll either be the Scotsman or the Englishman to take it for the San Antonio team. It is the Scot. This one driven and into the net. Verth with the left boots, and quickly the Rattlers up 1-0. Just a shade over 5 minutes into the match. Verth, one of the newcomers to this team and already showing his worth. That one struck and it was deflected, but it mattered not, as Verth does get his first career goal as a Rattler. The big hulking cornerback for the Rattlers managed to put one into the net. Now Dunks, the other defenseman, looking to make a run. Bateo flipping it out wide to Luna now. Luna now looking to cross it on over. Orozco, very nice touch there. And once you get that first goal into the net, can go ahead and see some nerves start to go. And this one, again, another free kick for the Rattlers. This one a bit closer than the last, but at a different angle, so I'd expect Dunks to take this one and kind of treat it like a little corner. It will be Dunks. The Rattlers bringing just about everyone into the box or close to it. They only leave 2 men back. For the Tigers, they are putting everyone into the box except for 2 men who are marking the 2 Rattlers that are out of the box. Here's the Englishman, a low drive, and this one popped high up into the night sky. And eventually it'll be settled down and onto a Tiger boot. But quickly given right on back to St. Mary's. Larrington, he'll have to give it chase, but it will ultimately be a Rattler possession here. Well defense there by the Tigers. May with it, his left boot on that one. Gave it to Bateo, now Luna. Nacho with it. Good job winning the ball there. Great strength. Mateo getting out wide with it. We'll see if he can do anything here in the corner. But that one off of his back foot and off of the goal line. So it'll be a goal kick for these Tigers. For St. Mary's, scoring early in the first half, it's kind of been their MO this year. Out of all their goals, 75%, make it 80% now if you count that last one, have come in the first half. So a team that has started strong so far this year, but they're going to have to play a complete 90 minutes here if they're going to want to come out with this one. Still plenty of time for the Tigers, of course. But for the Tigers, this St. Mary's defense, they've been applying some great pressure. It's really never been any kind of threat yet facing this defense. They've done a great job of winning the ball and then just playing keep away with it. Orozco with it. He just did win that ball. Now they're looking for Sanchez. Sanchez, he'll get out wide. And eventually 3 Tigers will manage to track him and take the ball. But again, just great pressure being applied. This time it's Nacho coming all the way up from that upper midfield position and just getting a boot on it, and back to Larrington, back to Verth, and here we go. Luna making to make a run. It's a foot race between him and the captain of the Tigers. Luna scuffling for it, and eventually it is won by Newton. Now Nacho with it. May, he did a good job of winning that one. And now here's Sanchez. He is electric with the ball. Luna tried to make a run, but just could not get his feet across. Again, good defense there by Newtown. Here's Pacheco now. Pacheco, he's already been beat once, but now here comes the goal kick. And you can see just the aggressive posture out of these Rattlers. They want to win every ball. Orozco managed to go up and get his head on that one, right into the foot of Sanchez. Very aggressive run up the sideline now. That was Orozco right there. And ultimately it will result in a corner for this Rattler team. St. Mary's, they've done a good job of earning corners so far this year. This will be their 21st corner on the year already. So if you think about that, that's actually about another extra 4 opportunities for a game or so. And we are in the very early goings of this 5th match of the season. Here's Dunks on a set piece. This one driven into the net. And Dunks strikes it. And it just sticks there in the net. A beautiful set piece. And the Rattlers now up 2-0. Some good home cooking for the boys who just returned home. For Dunks, his 2nd goal of the year. And you can just tell by the posture of the Rattlers, they are really taking advantage of coming home and already 2 put into the net. That one at the 35-23 mark. It's a good set piece. Dunk stopped it into Sanchez. And then Sanchez managed to get himself out of the way, and Dunks just drove it into the net. I thought initially that Dunks was just going to go ahead and cross it once again, but nice little touch, and there we go. The Tigers now with the ball, managing to come their way on up. Newtown. Dunks manages to win it. Rattlers have been very aggressive when they've won this one. Sanchez putting the move on there, just stopping on a dime. Orozco coming forward, has moved himself on back to that right back position. Arenado now with it. May, he'll swing it on out to Verth. A good time to change the fields for the Rattlers, and that one just a tad mishandled, but Arenado now hitting the floor. Verth, he'll put a boot to it, and on to 36th Street it goes. So it will be a throw ultimately now for this Tiger team. 2-0 already. I do apologize. I misspoke about the captaincy earlier. It does appear that there are several on this Tiger team. I see Halm wearing a band along with Mootown. I think I saw 3 or 4 Tigers actually with that captain's band, so obviously a well-respected group. Kilmer with it. First time we've got to say his name tonight, and he'll drive it into the sky. Botello tried to leverage himself for position, but just couldn't find his footing to be comfortable to go up for it, so ultimately from one goalkeeper to another it will go, and Pacheco with it now. Pacheco plays it up, and the Tigers trying their best to maintain this possession. Gets out wide, Mootown with it. And oh, that one swiped away by Victor Luna. Nacho with it now. Botello going on a run, but a bit too much on it, and Pacheco, he'll let it go. And a goal kick now for these Tigers. Very much enjoying the build-up play so far by the Rattlers. They've managed to give themselves some good opportunities, and striking twice off of 2 set pieces. That's the kind of execution you like to see in the early goings, especially after coming off of a road trip. Big fight near the midfield area. This one eventually won by Sewell Yost. Once again, though, back over to the Tiger side. Mateo trying to use that big frame to win the ball, and he does manage to force the Tiger defender to knock it out of play, and it will be Rattler ball. Thrown on in, Sanchez. Back on over to Arenado. Verth will play it out wide to his back linesman mate Dunks. Dunks a little touch, trying to put the speed on, but good defense there by Mootown. And now Mootown, he'll go and make a run of his own. Transition time, it's 3 black jerseys up against what appears to be 4 or 5 Rattler jerseys, but it will result in a throw-in for the Rattlers, but quickly won back again by the Tigers. This one driven, Kilmer challenge, and he'll knock it away. It was driven well by Yost. Best opportunity the Tigers have had of the night, but Kilmer flying through the air, giving up his body, and managed to punch it. Good strength shown there by Kilmer. But now the danger isn't over quite yet. The Tigers now with a corner. So the Rattlers will have to defend a set piece for, I believe, the first time tonight. A similar play, a dump off down low. Now this one driven in, and it's an overshot. Mateo's there, and he'll just drive it up the pitch. So successful defense there by the Rattlers, but now we'll see how much things reset, as see if the Tigers elect to remain in an aggressive posture, or if they'll bring everyone back and set back into their formation. It does appear that they'll do the latter. Look just for the build-up right here. Good move there in the midfield. Good job there by Farrell of getting out wide. But eventually it is put over, and Dunks, he'll get himself on it. Luna back in this defensive position now. He's usually much further forward. But it looks like him and Nacho did swap positions on that defensive set. They will switch back eventually, of course, but just something where you have to do it at the earliest convenience. This one driven over. Luna did well to get ahead on that one and put it in a somewhat playable spot, but Mateo a bit too far forward for him. Very interesting dynamic between these two, Mateo and Luna, freshman and senior. I have to say, very respectful guys, both of them. Had the opportunity to talk to Mateo a couple of times, and always, yes sir, no sir, stuff like that. Kind of weird, but I suppose when you're a senior and the other guy's a freshman, they go ahead and say stuff like that. And then on the other side, Luna actually do have a class with him, so sit next to him, and once again, just a really respectful guy. This one driven down and will eventually be handled by Pacheco. He'll send it forward to one of his defensemen, and with 28:40 remaining, it's still the Rattlers 2 and the Tigers 0. And once again, Sanchez just showing that persistent defense that the Rattlers have had. This one being battled for on the logo. Pateo trying to come forward with it. It is eventually won by a defenseman of the Tigers, but Pateo just looking to keep that pressure. Sanchez managed to get a foot on it, and he is fouled. And Sanchez is down, and we'll have a stoppage in play here. There's a hard tackle there by the defenseman. Sanchez came running on in. He is sat up now, so just taking his time, and the referee will allow him to find his feet. But now it will be another free kick here for the Rattlers. It is Dunks once again who is forward to take it. He is a very good specialist for these Rattlers. A lot of big bodies in there right now. This one a low cross off the head. But this one driven now and high. It was Arredondo. He had to do it quickly and got as much of a boot on it as he could, but it was driven too high. And with that, a successful defense for the Tigers. And with that, Rattler fans, we'd like to say that it's that time. IPAC Chrysler Jeep Dodge Rams kickoff savings event. Score huge savings all month long. 2015 Chrysler 200s or 2015 Dodge Darts, as Nacho making a run. This one struck well and a bit high. And if you'll excuse me, I will go ahead and start this on over. IPAC Chrysler's Jeep Dodge Rams kickoff saving events. Score huge savings all month long. 2015 Chrysler's 200 or 2015 Dodge Darts, 2 all-star choices, just $199 a month. During the Labor Day event, 200s, Darts, your choice, $199 a month. This one sent toward the net and eventually away by a defenseman. But you got to beat the blitz because these savings end soon. No matter what vehicle you're shopping for this season, remember IPAC Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has it, and we sell it for less. Go to ipacdodge.com for details. Again, ipacdodge.com for details. Can get you some nice deals. Even something would be good potentially for a first car for a couple of students, as we're at the 26:30 mark. Once again, another corner here for the Rattlers. This one sent skyward. It's towards the net. Firth did manage to get a head on it, but unfortunately it was not true to the net. This one's sent forward now, and now the Tigers, they can look to counter. The Rattler defensemen, a lot of them were forward for that corner, but it does look like they have recovered, but they're out of position. You can see Verth and Dunks both in unnatural positions right now, that entire back defensive line. You're going to have to make sure to communicate really well right now. This one sent over towards the net, but no man over there. Victor Luna, he'll mark it, and he'll slow up the pace a little bit, kind of just letting the Rattlers reset themselves. Good send forward to Nacho, but a bit too much of a touch there by him, as he was looking for Bateo, but I think just got the wrong part of the foot onto that one. This one thrown on in and sent forward. A good touch right there, as it will be Chigade. The official says that it is a corner that will be rewarded for the Tigers off of the touch there. If you're just joining us, you missed the early fireworks. Just 5 minutes into the match, it was Verth who scored off of a free kick, the Scotsman. And then a little bit later, Dunks, at about that 10-minute mark, he scored himself a goal off of a set corner piece where he dumped it on in and then got the ball right on back. But now the Tigers a chance to respond and retaliate right here. Does appear that it will be Yost taking the corner here. The left boot, that one sent towards the goal. It's all muddled up there, and Kilmer somehow managed to come up with it. A good job of marking there by the Rattlers, but somehow it found its way onto a Tiger head and then a Tiger foot. But nothing significantly powerful put behind it. Kilmer did manage to get his mitts on it. With it, and this one is over to Dunks, kind of off by himself. He'll drive this one up into the air. He's looking for the head of Nacho, but perhaps just a little bit too early on that one, as it was Pacheco who was able to come out and take care of it. No substitutions made by either side, and we have played for over 20 minutes now. I'd expect the first wave of substitutions to be coming soon. See a couple of players with their bibs on, warming up on both sidelines. Luna looking to win it, and quite the battle right here, but he has managed to calm it down and send it back to Dunks. It was him and Yost going at it, but eventually Luna did win out. Here's May now. Send it up ahead to Bateo. Let's see what the freshman can do. Lots of space for Bateo. He fakes the shot, now crosses, changed field, the left foot! And just not able to quite get as much on it as he would have liked. Good job there by Pacheco of making the stop. It is a windy day here at Sigma Beta Chi Field. The wind has actually changed directions. At the start it was blowing from what would be right to left across your screen, but now it's blowing straight into your camera, so for the players, they are right to left. If you could see the goals here at the stadium there, pretty steadily blowing. Again, just little things you have to factor in. Larrington with it, up to May. May, his left boot. They do like to do this a lot, just insert it to Dunks. He's so good at corner kicks, this is basically one there. Whistle blown, and looks like the official saying that Dunks was out of play, but from our angle looked like he was just fine, and the ball was on the line, but it has to cross entirely in order to be out of play. As it looks like we'll see our first substitution of the day. It is Colton Clark. He'll be checking in for Pendleton. Colton Clark, a forward freshman out of Capel, Texas. Bit of a homecoming for him, I do suppose. That one, Dunks managed to get his head on it and somehow get it to May. And now back to Verth. Verth, he'll play it over to Dunks now, and then back to Verth. Bateo, very nicely done. See, they're trying to find Dunks, but it is eventually taken down by Mootown. Sliding stop right there, but a free throw for these Rattlers. Nacho with it now. He's in the box. His right foot drives it. Pacheco managed to get his mitts onto it, but he did knock it down and then managed to corral it as well. A good stop there by him. I'm not sure if it was getting into the net or not, but shot on goal nonetheless for these Rattlers, and Pacheco doing what he felt was necessary there. Played back now, Farrell. And even Hampton, the midfielder, coming in very shallow to try to get it. Oh, a bit of a mistake there, and Nacho, he'll go ahead and win the team for his Rattlers. Route Wade now, Sanchez crossing it towards the net. Luna tries to put a head onto it. A bit too aggressive for the referee's liking there, though, and it mattered not either way, as it was a bit too off the head of Luna and over the net. And you can just hear Coach Benelli asking for pressure, pressure, pressure. Nice touch there by Luna. Very nicely done. Over now to Arredondo. Luna another touch over to Larrington now. Eventually won by the Tigers, but the Rattlers, they just swarmed to it and went right on back. Sanchez, oh, very nice pass. Here's Nacho now. Trying to look for a man, he crosses, found none. Another opportunity though, a shot faked at. Oh, and eventually one away from Mateo. Mateo though, he manages to hit the deck. A bit too aggressive on the slide there. He did get some ball, but got a lot of Tiger defender as well along with it. 19:01 remaining in this first half, 2-0 still for the Rattlers. And I gotta say, a lot of the offense, it's been heavily in favor of St. Mary's. They seem to be getting just about every single chance. They seem to be winning just about every ball. Been doing a very good job of controlling the pace of this one, playing fast when they're on defense and knowing when to have that right mix of fast and slow when they're controlling the ball themselves. Tigers now looking to build this one on up. And again, just swarmed by two Rattlers defenders. There's Sanchez now. Mateo with it, he's looking to create. Mateo, big strong figure up there in the mid. They're in change fields now. Here comes Dunks, aggressing on forward. Dunks, over to Luna, back to Dunks. And a good job of defense right there. Newtown doing what he had to do in order to force the corner. As now we'll see substitutions on both sides. Hickman, he'll be re-entering now for the Tigers. And on the Rattler side of things, Jack Wolf, he'll be checking in for the first time today, along with Juan Sanchez as well. It is Mateo and Nacho who will be heading off for the Rattlers. 17:37. This one a bit too high and out of play it'll go. A goal kick now for the Tigers. Rattler fans, take this time to remind you, get involved with us on social media. Give us a follow on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. And also be sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle's there at St. Mary's Rattlers. Go ahead, tweet to us during the game. Let us know your reactions. We love to talk to you, Rattler fans, so be sure to go on ahead and give us a quick shout here and there. This one being played out wide. A good job here by the Tigers, but eventually knocked away by the Rattler defense. Good job there by Arredondo. This one between the legs of both the Tiger and May, and looks like May got tangled up with Hickman, and Hickman hit the floor. I think May helped him get there just a tad bit, but I think if you're the Rattlers, you can go ahead and take that foul right there, just so that you can make sure that your defense is all set up. Free kick taken by the Tigers. They'll play it on out wide. Yost. And now this one crossed on over. Off a Rattler foot. Two players get tangled up. It's actually off of the official, driven towards the net, and well over the high net right over there. It'll be a free kick now for St. Mary's as Bajaro, he'll come on for the first time today for Arredondo. Bajaro, another one of these familiar faces, the redshirt junior, wears the 10 for the squad. Kilmer, the free kick here. Trying to find Bajaro immediately, but overshot just a bit. Good job of May by flagging this one down. Sanchez, though, a bit more speedy than his defenseman. Oh, a good move put on by Sanchez, but flipped himself just a bit too forward, and it is taken down by Pacheco. Good throw forward, trying to put his team into an aggressive position. This third goal of the game could be crucial for either side. If it's St. Mary's, you have to feel very strongly about 3-0. But if you're the Tigers, if you manage to cut it down to just a 1-goal deficit going into the half, you feel very, very good about yourself. Whether this third goal will come before or after the half or at all, we don't know yet. Pacheco once again. He'll play it forward this time, not so aggressively to his defenseman. You can really just hear manager Benelli, I should say, just kind of really corralling the troops here, telling them relax, 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 or when to go forward and to aggress. And it really has made a very nice difference here in this game. Seems like the St. Mary's Rattlers, they've just been on the same page defensively. They've been very strong in that department. Here's a chance here for the Tigers, though, as they managed to play this one on forward. Tripped up, though, and a good job of winning the ball back, as now here comes Sanchez. Sanchez between three defensemen of the Tigers, and now here comes the speed. Jack Wolf, he's forward, ahead of the pack, one man to beat. Oh, and he gets tackled on down. You saw an arm wrap around, but I suppose the defenseman did just enough, and incidental contact, if anything, I do suppose. It looked awkward from our angle, but the referee, he was at a better one than I will admit. As now we'll see a substitution as Luna, he'll check out of the match. The first time today, Ryan Hoskins. He'll check on in. This depth for this Rattler team, it's a very deep, good squad. The thing is, though, they're still trying to find that right mix. They're trying to find the recipe. And that's really the best way I would describe it. I mean, milk, eggs, are all good stuff by themselves, but you gotta find the right mix to find what you're looking for. And Benelli, he is the chef. Offside there for the Rattlers. 12:37 remaining here in the first half. Pacheco, another free kick now for this Tiger team. First touch by a Tiger, and out of play it will go. A bit too much of a touch there by Chickadee. This one thrown forward. Wolf looking for the second touch. He'll manage to get it. And a good job there by Dunks. But now here comes the counter by the Tigers. They managed to win one. Jersey's playing it forward. This one, Larrington managed to get a piece of it. A good job there, as it was Chickadee who was trying to get the shot on goal. And both Chickadee and Larrington shaken up. Larrington, though, he's managed to find his feet, and looks like it'll take a little bit longer for Chickadee. It was a rather big collision down there. Both players going at a very high speed. 11:48 remaining, but does look as if the Tiger has refound his feet. We'll be ready to get back to things here soon. It will be a goal kick for the Rattlers. Players, they'll go ahead, take advantage of this time, rehydrate real quick. Now Kilmer surveying the field, and he decides he wants to play it short to Verth, preferring to build things on up, but Verth, he'll now go ahead and play it forward aggressively. Making the run, Hoskins. Can he track it down? He crosses it, and over the goal and out of play it goes. A goal kick now for the opposing Tigers. Hoskins, he felt the pressure there, knew he had to do it quickly on that first touch, and as a result wasn't quite able to get the foot on it that he would have liked. This one driven directly at a Rattler player, but fortunately for Tiger fans, right back to a Tiger. Could have ended badly there. Sanchez making a run right here. Now played over to Orozco. Bajaro, good touch there. Managed to get the ball caught with his feet though, and referee, I think, seeing Bajaro trap the ball a little bit too much there, maybe use of an arm. So Tiger ball, and they'll go ahead and play it forward now. This one being played aggressively forward, trying to get out wide, but man, Orozco really giving a good challenge right there. Throw in now for the Tigers. Once again, another good challenge. Larrington, he manages to get a noggin on it. Tigers, though, they do corral it. Dangerous positioning here. And it will be a goal kick for St. Mary's. That one of the better opportunities of the night for the Tigers. It was, I believe, Trainer who was up there trying to get a foot on it, trying to get anything at all towards the net, but once again, just good Rattler defense. Substitution here, it will be Bentley. He'll be checking into the game for Chickadee. Kilmer, he'll send it on forward. May try to go up for it, and he got pushed into the back, so the official will be giving the free kick on over to the Rattlers. Larrington, he'll be taking the free kick here. Verth very far forward for this one. And they are looking for him. Let's see if he can go up and win it. Well, it's not able to do so. Eventually won by the Tigers, and now the Rattlers, they'll get caught in transition, but looks like they're doing a very good job of hustling on back. This one calmed down, corralled by the Tigers. 8:35 remaining in this first half. Still the Rattler defense being very strong. This one, though, played out wide and will eventually be chased down by a Tiger player. Verth, though, doing a good job by the Scotsman. And now played forward. Hoskins, oh, a blatant trip right there. And it looks like the referee giving a warning more so than anything else to Mootown. An attempt to play it forward there, but unsuccessful, and won by the Tigers. But May getting a touch right on back, but will be sent back to Pacheco. And Pacheco, he'll send it over to Aguti. Rattlers over to Bajaro. Hoskins now with it. The goalkeeper. Ooh, a bit high. Pacheco, he got caught right there between deciding if he was going to go out and try to corral the ball himself or if he wanted to stay and defend the net. Hoskins, though, not quite able to make him pay as that one just a bit too high. Good chance there for the Rattlers, but just not able to get it on goal. Just a shade over 7 remaining here in the first half. Tigers now playing it forward themselves, getting out wide here. Orozco goes out and challenges. May, though, got a foot on it, and Orozco will come away with it, and he'll send it up the field, taking no chances. Would rather have the Tigers have it down there than over where it was originally. And you do see a little bit of a difference between this first and second unit for the Rattlers. Some very good speed for it. Oh, Jack Wolf trying to get in position to play that one, but collision with Anguti. The secondary, well, not secondary, I should say, because they're all very tremendous players still, but the players that come off the bench, some of them a little bit more speed to them. Not quite as big as a hulking figure in Mateo or Luna. Those are some big old boys themselves, but this unit that comes off and provides the secondary punch. A little bit of skill mixed in there, some finesse as well, I should say. Bodies flying everywhere, but the Tigers coming away with it. Good chance right here, but it is deftly handled by Orozco. Wolf comes forward, he gets a touch. This one now sent forward, looking for Bajaro. Bajaro, he's going to have himself out wide. Baharo up ahead of the field. Here's Dunks now, the left boot. And off of the defender, Newtown. And now here comes the counter. Tigers very quickly trying to get up the field. It is Hill pushing the pace. And now here's a drive towards the net, off the crossbar. Still in play though, they're still playing. And I think Orozco finally got his foot onto that one and sent it out of play. I don't know if Kilmer got a hand on that one or not, but it did manage to find the crossbar at the very least. Corner now awarded. And you saw both teams actually, after it hit off the crossbar, kind of stopped playing, except for Orozco and the Tiger player on down there. They kept on going at it. Everyone else, they kind of slowed down, figured it was going out of play, but good heads-up play by those two. And now here's a corner for the Tigers. Their second of the game. This one driven, it is low, and it will be Hoskins eventually who's looking to track it down, and he'll just play it on up the field to where a defenseman of the Tigers is waiting, but this should reset the field if anything. Baharo getting very aggressive, as he should have there. It was Pacheco who was caught out of his box. Any small mistake there would have resulted in one of the simpler goals that Baharo has ever had. But deftly handled by the Tigers, and they're once again pushing the pressure. In these past 5 minutes, they've done a good job of finding themselves forward. Hoskins now managed to get a touch on it, re-finds his feet after hitting the floor, and now he's in a good aggressive posture. Played forward to Jack Wolf. Oh, just a touch offside. You can see Jack trying to time himself on up there on that run. Really did a good job of breaking down, and Hoskins gave it to him as best he could, but the defense was aware of it, and thus Jack was drawn off. 3:05 remaining now. Baharo with it. Out wide to Hoskins. Hoskins, he'll play it on over. Over to Micklethwait. Sanchez with it now. Back to Micklethwait. Over to Orozco. Orozco, oh, a bit too much onto that one. Even Micklethwait couldn't make the connection. And now the Tigers, they'll look to push it and take advantage. It is 5 black jerseys forward going up against 6 white jerseys. Good job by Orozco. He's had a stout game in that back right position. Really has done himself quite the job over there. This entire back line for the Rattlers so solid. I mean, Orozco, he's back there, and then you have a player like Larrington and Verth as well, both so stout and nasty. This one sent up the field over to Jack Wolf. Jack, he'll play it over to Baharo. And now Jack looking to make a run. Baharo will give it. It's a foot race, and Jack will look to be the first to the ball. He is indeed. Here's Wolf now, looking to create for himself. Wolf, he'll cross it on over, send it towards the net actually, and out of play. Pacheco not quite able to get a hand on it, nor should he have, as he'll now earn himself a goal kick. And then, of course, for this Rattler team to line out that defensive line, you have Dunks back there. Aaron Dunks, he's really just a great playmaker for this Rattler team, and a very particularly solid defenseman as well. Although you will see him and Hoskins switching off every now and then, if necessary. That's only if Dunks, he gets caught in a forward position, and Hoskins, he just has to go on and play that back defensive line. But the communication between those two and just really all these Rattler defensemen and midfielders really has been a strength tonight. 1 minute remaining now in the half. May, he'll play this one on forward. Micklethwait with it. Looking for Hoskins. Puts his noggin on it, but not able to get anything in particularly impressive over towards the net. Good job by Pacheco of handling it. Pacheco, he's been good tonight. Really, it's only been 2 Rattler set pieces that have scored off of him. And as a keeper, some sometimes you're just going to get beat on those set pieces. It's just a fact of life. Good challenge here by Sanchez, but eventually won by Tiger, but Larrington manages to calm it down. Micklethwait with it now, and he'll send it back, and it will be Dunks to eventually corral it. 10 seconds remaining in the half. And that will do it for the first half. The Rattlers looking very impressive in their return to home. 2 quick goals netted by this Rattler team, and as a result, a 2-0 lead going into the half. Rattler fans, really quickly, it's that time. IPAC Mazda's kickoff savings event. Score huge savings all month long. The quick and agile 2015 Mazda 6, just $199 a month. The segment-leading 2015 Mazda 3 is just $169 a month. 2 game-changing Mazda vehicles, both under $200 a month. But you gotta beat the blitz because these savings end soon. No matter what vehicle you're shopping for this season, remember IPAC Mazda has it and we sell it for less. See IngramParkMazda.com for details. Alright, Rattler fans, 2-0 the score. 14:50 remaining in the half. We'll see you after this quick break. Your Rattlers leading 2-0 here on the Rattler Network.
It's that time. Down, set, hike. IPAC Nissan's kickoff savings event. Score huge savings all month long. Brand new 2015 Nissan Sentra, zero money down, just $229 a month. Drive a new 2015 Nissan Altima, zero money down, just $299 a month. But you've got to beat the blitz because these savings end soon. No matter what vehicle you're shopping for this season, remember, IPAC Nissan has it and we sell it for less.
And welcome back, everyone. Still shade under 2 minutes remaining in the halftime, or at least that's what the clock says it should be, but looks like both clubs, they've decided to go on ahead, and once we get the time set on the clock, we'll get back to it a bit early. Personally, I'm not complaining with as hot as this Rattler team looked in the first half. I want to see the boys back out there on the pitch as quickly as possible. If you missed it in the first half, a quick recap for you. Rattlers managed to net themselves 2 goals off of 2 set pieces. The first one was struck by Verth. That one just a touch over 5 minutes. And then about 5 minutes later, it was Dunks who managed to score himself a goal as well. It was a corner that he played short to Nacho Fernandez, and then Nacho played it right on back to Dunks, who put it into the net. 2-0 we've been since then at about that 35-minute mark. But now the second half getting set to get back underway. Couple of keys to the game. I think it's really all about pace for both teams. The Rattlers, they really played ball hog last half. They took the ball, they kept the ball, and when the Tigers sniffed it, they made sure to win it back as quickly as they could. If they want to continue to have success, they're going to need to go ahead and try to keep that same pace. I know when you're up by a couple of goals, you think to yourself, we just got to play defensively, make no mistakes. But part of doing something like that is that it can really come back to bite you if you're not playing with that aggression you played with earlier in the match. For the Tigers themselves, they have to create more opportunities. They haven't gotten much of the ball, and unless they have some kind of formation change or something like that, I don't really see them managing to have the ball for an extremely extended period of time. So when they do manage to create those opportunities, they have to make sure to go ahead and capitalize on it. Also, I'd like to see a little bit more out of their midfield, out of controlling the ball. The Rattler team, they managed to attack them from both their defensive line, and even their strikers got in on it a little bit too, in managing to win the ball on back. Something that you can really do to make sure that something like that happens is improve your communication. So I'd say that would be the goal for the Tigers going into this second half. Orozco, he's on over now, trying to win the ball between 2 Tiger players, and he does so. Larrington with it now, he's looking to play it forward, and he does so to May. May up to Arredondo, now Luna with it. Luna, he does come back and play this defensive position from time to time, but more so he's a forward kind of thinking player, as Arredondo with it now. Rattlers looking to insert it in, Luna with it now, and this one sent over the goal line. It looked like that was on Goatee. He decided a bit too much was going on there, but actually Mid managed to knock it off of the foot of Luna, so it will be a goal kick going the way of the Tigers. For the Rattlers, I was very, very pleased that they managed to get off to the quick start they did. Their last game, their last couple of games, they have struggled to come out and score goals. So for them to get those 2 on the board, get you some confidence going, a little bit of swagger at home, so to say, it really does do you wonders and does set the tone going forward in a match. Played out wide to Dunks now. He's going to be at the top of your screen this half as we have switched side. Beautifully played forward. Rattlers trying to get this one over. Bateo with it now. Bateo, he'll look for Luna. Luna, the right foot, and just a bit wide. Pacheco, he looked like he might have been there if needed, but a good job there. Luna got a little fancy with it, tried to put some English on it, bend it a little bit on into the net, but just was a little bit wide. I do really like that the Rattlers have this aggressive posture coming out of the half. Looking to go ahead and try to keep the pace. Good job by Luna of skying for that one. Orozco, he does get the second touch, and the Rattlers do manage to get the third one as well. Arredondo diving on in there, now putting in the moves as well. Orozco playing it over to May. He'll play it back to Verth. And already you see this Tiger team, they're playing with a lot more pace up in their forwards. They're trying to pressure these Rattler defensemen. Now these Rattler defensemen, not what you would call a typical kind of defenseman. Usually you think, big, strong, hulking guy, can kind of do some things, but no, a lot of these Rattler defensemen, they have skill. We talked about it in the first half. So if the Tigers, they go on ahead and they pressure the Rattler defensemen, and they could force some mistakes and potentially get a couple of extra possessions, a couple extra touches out of it. And if you do manage to force a mistake, then they could look to capitalize. So I do like that call out of the Tigers' side of things. For the Rattlers, though, if you are those defensemen, it kind of opens up your midfielders a little bit more. So you'll be able to look for those midfielders, and they'll be able to create just a touch more, and they'll be opened up a little bit more. That is, if you manage to drag those strikers on forward in an aggressive posture towards your defenseman. So give and take, of course, as is everything in life. This one driven towards the net, but no real threat. Being put on goal by Hom, but it will just be a goal kick in St. Mary's favor. Kilmer looking forward. Driven high up into this San Antonio night sky. It has turned into quite the night. The wind, though, still very aggressively blowing just straight into our booth. So for the Rattlers, it'll be from their right to their left as they're attacking the pitch. If you're at home, I think pretty simple to imagine the wind just blowing straight into your face, straight into the camera, I should say. Microphone's picking that up every now and then. This one driven towards the net. Larrington goes up, but it is a Tiger head that managed to find it, but it was out wide. There was a couple of Tiger players there, but it did look like the head that found it was Hickman, but it did score off harmlessly to the side. Kilmer will take the goal kick now. Again, 2-0, our score here early. I'm Joe Rodriguez, bringing you the action here tonight. It really has been a nice St. Mary's affair. Some home cooking. As Mateo, he'll play this one on forward. You see the aggressive posturing. Mateo now, he'll drive it towards the net, but Pacheco, he is equal to the task there. But already just a couple of shots being put on goal. This one, though, punted and sent over towards the net. 2 Tigers trying to beat 3 Rattlers. But Larrington doing a good job forcing him wide, making it so his defensemen can gather themselves and find their way on back. But still the Tigers in an aggressive posture here. This one being taken netwards, but eventually won by Sanchez. Redondo with it. But again, the Tigers managed to corral it temporarily, but now here's Sanchez. Mateo with it in a foot race, but a good angle taken there. That was by Huey, and Huey, he'll manage to win the ball and just back to the keeper. A reversal of Fields. 36:42 remaining here in the second half. It is figuring to be a corner here for the Tigers, their third one of the game so far. Their first corner they took, I think, was their best opportunity to score all match. They did manage to get it. It was in the middle of the field. Couldn't have been more than 5 yards from the goal, but just nobody able to put a strong enough foot onto it to get it into the net. Kilmer was there to eventually scoop it on up. Every Rattler in the box right now. This one, a little bit of a run around, but a bit too strong onto it, and it will result in a goal kick for St. Mary's. Kilmer back in the net. This will be his third start of the season. He started both games while on the road for the Rattlers. We did see Jack Moore starting things off towards the beginning of the year, but now it is Kilmer's job. This one out wide and managed to be corralled by the Tigers, but already you see the swarm of Rattler defensemen, but good job playing that one forward by the Tigers. Larrington tried to send it up the pitch, but a couple of Tigers players there, and they managed to sort it out on their feet. Sent out wide now, over to Mootown. Good job by Verth. Verth, one of those guys, very strong in the air. This one onto a noggin of a Tiger player, but again, not quite the threat that they were looking for. They are creating quite a few more opportunities in this second half than they were creating in that first half, though. I think that extra shade of aggression we've seen out of them on the defensive end has contributed a bit to them being able to come on forward and get those extra attacks in as well. Mateo, he goes up for it. Over to Luna now. Luna, a touch on the chest, a touch on his foot, but eventually taken down by a couple of Tiger players. Oh, hold on here, sent skyward once again. Orozco goes up, and that one off of him. And now a throw for the Tigers. You see some more urgency coming out. Both sides playing with it here in the second half. This one driven, but not into the intended area that was looking for quite there. I believe that was Hickman, just a little bit too aggressive. No, it was Chickadee, beg your pardon. Substitution here for the Tiger side of things, as we see Wester checking, Colton Clark checking into the match. He's checking in for Logan Hampton. That is one of the effects of being a bit more aggressive on that defensive side. If you have your strikers running around and pressuring defensemen as aggressively as the Tigers have been in the second half, it can wear you out just a shade. That's why we see usually in much higher, in higher level of plays such as the Premier League, La Liga, even MLS to a certain extent, those strikers, they'll actually go ahead and just walk when it's their team's turn to defense, because the defense is so good up there that they can usually just defense with 10, and then you keep that striker fresh and ready to score goals. So that's that trade-off. If you play aggressively and you're trying to win back the ball as much as you can, well, you can do that. But then when you do have that ball, you might have that extra half a step being slow because you're just a tad bit more winded than you might expect. Chickadee with it now. He's had himself a very nice game, controlling and getting some touches, just hasn't quite put anything onto the net that he can find. This one challenging Kilmer, but he will step forward and take it before the touch can be put on by Colton Clark. 32:04 now remaining in that second half. Ardondo, he's had himself a very nice game. Seems like he's been winning a good majority of balls that have been 50-50. Over to Luna now. Luna, he'll drive it towards the net. And that one wide. Goal kick. Pacheco, he was there, but he knew his positioning, so when it came time to decide whether to put a finger on it or not, he decided not to. Very good awareness out of him. This one driven high into the sky. May trying to put Mateo in a position where he could get a touch on it, but eventually won, and it is May who takes it down ultimately. Trying to send it forward, looking for Huskins right there. But now here comes Dunks forward, and it will be a throw for the Tigers. This one played forward. 5 white jerseys back to defense against 3. And it will be a throw-in now in that deep corner for the Tigers. no one coming really to try to get this ball. And it looks like the reason being for that is the Tigers will select a new thrower. It is starting to get to that time where if you're a Tiger fan, you really want to try to press for that goal. Good throw on in, but it is Firth, a great touch and great awareness as well, knowing where his player Dunks was going to be. Or beg your pardon, that was not Dunks, that was Hoskins. Now Dunks will have the ball on his feet. Really just an electric player. Dunks all netting his second goal of this season earlier on in the game. If you are just joining us, 2-0 the Rattlers. Firth scored first, the Scotsman, then it was the Englishman following right after, Dunks. Firth now with it. Elects to use the right this time. Trying to look for Bateo, but oh, this one though, caught up in a myriad of feet. Bateo still battling for it, that big strong figure. And you can tell with that nice mixture of players as Luna, he'll run all the way back to defense against this one. Tracking Colton Clark. Clark sends this one well high. But it is a very nice mix up there in the front for the Rattlers. You have the huge figures in Bateo and Luna, just massive guys who's have that combination of skill as well, and you can kind of mix and match whether you want to have them as the one who's kicking it or if you're crossing it to them and they try to put a head onto it. And then you also have that nice combination of when you pair it with a Hoskins or a Nacho Fernandez or a Sanchez who just went out of the game. Very good speed, very good finesse players, excellent at dribbling. It just makes for a very nice combination to have up front and a team that is threatening in multiple ways. Arredondo, a good job on defense. Once again, he's had himself a very nice game in my eyes. Whistle blows there. Bateo putting his foot where it should not be. Everyone does appear just fine though. Those kind of plays, they can be a little bit scary, but thankful that nothing came of that there. This one driven and over the crossbar. For half a second I thought that might find the net as Mootown, he would have driven it just inside that halfway line and would have put it in if he did. That would have been impressive. Shades of Carly Lloyd on that. Put up. Nacho with it. But a bit too much of a touch, and it will result in a Tigers throw. A very nice crowd out here in attendance. You see supporters from all avenues of St. Mary's. Got the cheer team here. I believe I saw some basketball players as well, some women's soccer players. Then of course just your usual fan group. Something that I've liked to see is a lot of youth soccer players have been coming out to games lately. And players perhaps from the St. Mary's soccer camp, stuff like that. But it's always great to see them come out, and the players, both on the men and women's side, they have very good relations with these players. And of course the kiddos, they enjoy telling everyone about the goals that they score themselves, and why wouldn't they? 25:55 remaining. Throw for the Tigers. It will be Farrell to take it. But first, a couple of substitutions, a couple new faces coming on. It will be Bentley and Mayhew coming on for the first time this game for the Tigers. Here's Farrell, the throw. Looking for Bentley, but Again, Arredondo, he's there. I beg your pardon, Roscoe this time. Nacho now. One-on-one, Nacho. Trying to keep this pace quick, and a bit of a missed dribble there. He tries to flip it back to Luna. And those two guys, they've played together for so long that you know they have that kind of chemistry to pull off stuff like that. Usually you'd think that play might be a little bit too flashy for some people's taste, but when you've played with someone as long as Luna and Nacho have, then you can kind of pull stuff off like that, but that time didn't just happen for them. Luna looking for a cross here, but tangled between a couple of Tiger players, and eventually they will manage to play it wide. Here comes the counter now. Clark making another one of these runs. He did this a little bit earlier, but he is marked by Orozco and Arredondo. And it is Orozco eventually who does manage to win it out. I think if I were grading the Rattlers players today, Orozco and Arredondo would be up there at the very top for their defensive work today. They have been very stout out there. And there it is again. Arredondo manages to win one. Rattlers do give it away quickly though, and there's May once again. In fact, all the Rattlers would grade very highly defensively, and it's a part why it's a reason why they have this clean sheet thus far. Not looking to jinx anything, of course. If you are a Rattler fan at home, knock on some wood for me. I don't have any up here in the booth currently. This one taken out wide by the Tigers. It is Yost with it, looking to insert here. Yost now, he'll play it on back out wide over to Bashirs. Yost. Sent back by Arredondo. Nacho now with it. Up to Bateo, back to Nacho now. Here comes the counterplay. A little bit of a build up here. Nacho with it. He'll slow things on down for now. Over to Dunks. We'll see if Dunks will aggress. No, they'll go ahead. Maybe a change of fields is in order. No, back on over there. And it will be still the Rattlers in possession here. Thought that one got out of play for a second. Very far away from our view. Now Bateo with it. And he'll send it over to Larrington. And you hear to the praises of his manager there. Now here's Orozco. They'll look to change the fields now. Luna with it. Luna playing it forward. Looking for Nacho. But eventually it is cleared. But not out of harm's way yet. May with it. He'll play it forward. That is Dunks up there in that aggressive position they like so much. Now here's May. May, ooh, a bit too much on that touch there. He played it a bit too far forward, and eventually a Tiger player was able to win it away. A little bit of a softer touch right there, and could have seen the conclusion of that build-up right there, but a bit unfortunate. May, though, looking to make up for it immediately. A good slide right there on the challenge. Will result in a throw, though, for the Tigers. And that one, no chances being taken by Dunks. He'll send it over into the neighborhood there. It will be a corner now for the Tigers. Substitutes will be let on. Is Joey Zerbo, who will be checking on into the match. He will be replacing Sewell Yost. 21-25 remaining here in this second half. This one sent towards the net. Very high ball, but perhaps a little bit too far off the line and a bit too high. And as such, it will now be a throw-in for the Rattlers. Seems like once again substitutes will be let on. It is 3 Rattlers who will take the pitch. Jack Wolf, Chris Nieto, and Brian Estrada. Estrada and Nieto making their first appearances of their night. Fresh legs on in there for the Rattlers. Perhaps just a reprieve for the main guys, but nonetheless, a good decision here by the manager, Benelli. You have those substitutions, might as well use them. That one, wide and high. was Mootown once again driving one like that. But nothing coming out of it except for a goal kick for the Rattlers. And Rattler fans, it's that time. IPAC Nissan's kickoff savings event. Score huge savings all month long. Brand new 2015 Nissan Sentra, zero money down, just $229 a month. Drive a new 2015 Nissan Altima, zero money down, just $299 a month. But you gotta beat the blitz because these savings end soon. No matter what vehicle you're shopping for this season, remember, IPAC Nissan has it and we sell it for less. See IngramParkNissan.com for details. This one centered on over, but nothing coming of it yet. Again, trying to be sent toward the net, but now here comes a counter opportunity. Wolf, he'll leave it for Nieto. Nieto looking for his man down the pitch, but a bit behind him. Verth now with it. Verth, he'll send it on forward. It is Wolf looking to make the run here. Wolf, the defenseman, falls down, but he did manage to get it back to the keeper before anything else, so good job there. This one sent high and skywards. A bit of a misjudgment there. The Rattlers did manage to get their feet on it for half a second, but now the Tigers looking to get it. It is Dunks, and he'll send it on out. Decision being made there by Dunks. He's one of those guys where if he's not sure if he can play it safely or not, you'll see him every single time. He'll go ahead and just take his chance against the set piece or against the throw-in. And I gotta say, that's a decision you can't really argue with a lot of the time. The Rattlers, though, managed to get a touch out of it. Can they secure the ball? Yes, it does look like they can. That one, though, just played a bit too forward. We're talking about just mere inches making the difference right there between a potential Rattler break or what will result in a Rattler throw-in. And it looks like more substitutes now looking to check into the game. It is Juan Sanchez. He will be returning to this match. And he will be replacing Ryan Hoskins now over there. Expecting to see Luis Sanchez return soon as well. This one controlled by the Tigers. 4 black jerseys getting forward. Larrington with it. And Larrington, a bit too aggressive on the challenge there. Larrington not liking it too much there. It was on Chickadee, a bit too aggressive there. No card assessed though, so I'm sure both sides can't really complain. Nacho with it now, and we'll see what Nacho can do. He plays it forward. Luna with it. Beg your pardon, that's not Luna. This one being crossed, they're looking for Sanchez. Can't find him. That was Estrada who they had played it forward to there. But now here's Nacho. Nacho driving it towards the net. And it will be a goal kick. Another chance created there by the Rattlers. They're doing very well for themselves here. And you have to keep in mind, as a Rattler fan, every single chance that this team creates, not only a chance to put some more distance between you and them, but also an opportunity to go ahead and take some time off the clock. If you're minding the clock, it is at 16 minutes right now. Nacho with it now. He's looking forward. Nieto off the head. Oh! They're trying to find Wolf right there, but Wolf went feet first instead of head first into that one. Perhaps having to slow down his momentum just a shade, and as a result, it will be a goal kick. As quite possibly the best opportunity of the second half for either side. For St. Mary's, this has been the story for them so far this season. They've now scored 6 goals on the year, 5 of them coming in the first half, so I'm sure the Rattlers would love to break through for a goal here in the second half, so you can go on ahead and get yourself one on the board in the second half. Nonetheless, though, they have been playing themselves a very nice game defensively in this second half. Oh, that one. Dangerous, but good thing Kilmer was alert to it. It was Bouchiers who managed to get it forward and deflect that one. And now a throw for the Tigers. Nacho. Off to Wolf. Wolf. Bit of a miscommunication there. It looked like Juan Sanchez, he was thinking he was going to go forward, and Wolf thought he was going to be staying put. As now we'll see some substitutes coming in for both sides. Hampton, he'll be checking on in along with Chickadee. And then we see Yost, he'll be checking back in, and Trainer as well. And then on the other sides of things, we see Bateo, he's checking back into the match, and Jack Wolf, he'll be heading on back to the bench. 13:45 remaining. Dunks. He'll play it forward, looking for Nacho. Now it's Nieto applying pressure, but Nacho, he will be the eventual winner of that one. Estrada with it now, looking to get himself wide. Plays it forward to Juan Sanchez. Juan Sanchez trying to get on his horse, but not quite able to chase that one on down. Throw in here for the Tigers as a result. Try to flip that one on forward to Chickadee. Will be Larrington now. He'll play it up the field. Over to Nacho Fernandez. Bateo, he manages to get a foot on it. It's sent skyward. Everyone trying to get involved, trying to get this one on down. Juan Sanchez, off of him. It will be a throw now for the Tigers. Mootown, he'll throw it. It is Chickadee who wins it. May, he'll play it forward to Bateo. Bateo looking forward to Nieto. Back to Bateo now. Nice little build up right here. Bateo's still ahead of his man. He'll slow it down now. Looking for Nacho. Oh, good defense there. Good job by Ongudi. May now. Trying to leave it for Estrada, but it is one the other way. Here come the Tigers now. Larrington, oh, good foot on that one there. Chickadee, he'll slow things on down. Now they get on wide with it. Just a shade under 12 remaining here in the half. And it is won by the Rattlers. By Sanchez. Bateo with it now. He'll play it over for Estrada. Estrada waiting for a man to mark him. Now he'll send it forward. Was looking for Nacho there, but the defense had it marked. Here's Orozco. Winning another one for the Rattlers. He's had himself quite the match. Nacho with it now. Looking out wide for Nieto. Nieto. Bit of a collision there. And now substitute coming in for the Rattler side of things as Arredondo will re-enter. And they'll let May come on out. May, he's been playing the entire match. It will be a throw here. Orozco, he will take it. Looks to throw it into Bateo. Over to Nieto now. Nieto, good footwork, trying to get out wide, trying to get just that little step on his man. Now he'll hold the ball. And it will be a throw for the Tigers side of things. He'll go ahead and quickly send it up the pitch, but Firth is there marking it. And it eventually will be handled by Kilmer. Kilmer, he'll send it high into the sky. Nacho. That one just out of play, though, before he could get the touch onto it. 10 minutes remain in regulation here. The Rattlers looking to secure their second win of the season. Nacho with it. Did manage to get the touch, but one back by the Tigers side of things. Very nice run here. Larrington, though, will play the spoiler. It will be a corner kick, though, for the Tigers. A nice run was made by Trainer right there. I beg your pardon, it was a throw instead. Hampton now. He'll send it towards the net, but a bit too much boot on it. This one, though, dangerously in front of the net, but eventually sent out by Arredondo. Here's Nacho now playing it forward, perhaps just a little bit too short to Sanchez. Home with it. Chickadee now runs into Kilmer. And the collision. Kilmer, he's down for just a bit. It will be Rattler ball. JD trying to plead his case, saying, I don't know what else you want me to do there, but we will have a stoppage in clock here very briefly. Kilmer, he has found his feet now. But a good job there by the official. These seconds are precious if you're a Tiger fan. 8:45 remaining. Kilmer, he'll take the kick. On down the pitch it goes. Onto the foot of a Tiger. They'll try to get it forward again quickly. It is around that desperation time. Ouachita Baptist, they're going to have to score twice quickly. Here's Mateo. He gets cut off. Won by a Tiger. But Mateo, he manages to win it right on back. It will be a throw for the Rattlers. Here comes Bajaro now, as he'll be stepping onto the pitch. He'll be stepping on along with Hoskins. Nieto, he'll be heading off. Once again, some fresh legs onto the pitch, trying to get that last few minutes done for St. Mary's. Just a shade under 8 remaining. Orozco. Played over for Mateo. This one now, middle of the field, struck well, but off of a couple of players' backs. Sanchez, though, still with it. He'll play it out wide for Dunks. Dunks now sends it toward the net, but just a bit too much on it, and it will be a Tiger goal kick. Seconds are precious right now. Once again, another substitute. Luna. He'll check on in for Juan Sanchez for the remaining, for presumably the remaining 7:20 of regulation. This one off the noggin of a Rattler. Hoskins tried to have a go at it, but it was touched by a Tiger. Firth, though, did win it. Here's Bajaro now. This one towards the middle of the pitch now. Here come the Tigers. Just under 7 minutes remaining now. A good run here, but once again, the Rattlers too strong. Trainer, he's had some good runs, but just quite not able to make that one final move that would make the difference. Over to Dunks now. And you can see Dunks, as with the time, that would dictate that he should do this. He's playing much less aggressive. Wants to make sure that he's back there to defense for the Rattlers. Arredondo with it now. Looking to push it forward. Over to Mateo. They'll play it back to Dunks. And now St. Mary's, they can go ahead, take the luxury of taking this time, milking the clock. Firth, he'll play it forward. Good job there of settling it down by Hoskins. Bit of a collision. It will result in a Rattler throw. Just over 6 remaining. Make it just under 6. This one thrown on in. Arredondo. Over to Bajaro. Orozco now. Playing it wide. They do have it for Estrada there. Sliding tackle, but out of play it goes. Estrada. And the Rattlers with a throw now. This one thrown on in. Luna getting aggressive here. Luna, he has that baseline over to the net! And Bateo sent it right at the keeper. It will be a corner for the Rattlers, but man, what an opportunity there. Hoskins, he'll have the goal kick. 4:45 remaining in regulation. Here we go, Hoskins. Low drive, this one to the net. And a foul called on the Rattlers before anyone could get any kind of body part on it either way. Will be a goal kick here. It's Ben O'Brien to take it. Arredondo, good job there. We're to Bajaro. This one sent towards the net. Bajaro got a chest on it now, has won it. Estrada now with it. Over to Luna. And Larrington, he'll give it the boot. 3:52 remaining here in the second half. Bajaro now, he'll settle it. Play it slowly for Estrada. Estrada, he'll reverse planes now. Over to Dunks. Dunks really just taking his time here. Looking to pass it in, and O'Brien's there and equal to it. He'll try to play it quickly up the field, but Larrington quickly rebukes him and sends him back. Estrada, a good challenge there, but eventually won by the Tigers. A good job there by Bashirs. This one now sent goalwards towards St. Mary's side. Orozco rises up for it. Do believe he got a noggin on it. Will be a throw in for the Tigers side of things. But first a substitution on their end as Hill will check into the match. .254 remaining. Checking out of the game was Trainer there. Bit of a standoff here. Who's going to flinch first? Now here comes the run. This one sent towards the net and off the crossbar for the second time today. This one sent toward the net. Settled down. Now sent again and wide. Chickadee not quite able to get it on target. As a result, a goal kick now for St. Mary's. Gelmer back and he will take it. A couple of close calls right there. First the crossbar, then just wide. 1:53 remaining now here in the second half. Bajaro gets first touch, but second touch is taken by the Tigers. This one's still up for grabs though. Sent over toward the Rattler side of things, but now looks like Larrington and Bajaro still up for grabs, and finally will be corralled by the Tigers. Farrell with it. Farrell, he'll play it over to Yost. Yost, a good move there. Yost, another good move. This one sent towards the net, but too much foot onto it, and Yost knew it as soon as he let it go. You can see him none too pleased with himself right there. 1:12 remaining now in the second half. Rattlers very, very close to improving to 2-3 on the season. For the Tigers, it would be a 1-4 start on their end. Just 1 minute now remaining in the game. This one by Kilmer, well struck. Popped over by Mateo. Mateo now. He'll send it over. Bajaro. A little bit of a touch. Luna now with it. Luna trying to fight off two defenders, but looks like he might have grabbed a little bit of shoulder, a little bit of jersey there. And now O'Brien, he's looking to take the free kick. 33 seconds remaining. O'Brien drives it down the field. Larrington sends it high, skyward. Hoskins trying to get a touch on it, not quite able to. And dunks. He'll send that one onto the softball field, and now just 10 seconds remaining in the second half. The Rattlers will improve to 2-3 on the year. A much needed home victory for them. One that, after a tough road trip, they needed. And I have to say, I was very impressed by St. Mary's here today. Good aggression out of them as they were able to control the pace of this game very well for themselves. I thought that the Rattlers, they came out, they scored early, their goals in that 6th minute, and then the 11th minute right after that. After that, it was just some tremendous defense. Arredondo, Orozco, an entire back line. They were all fantastic. And the goals actually coming from the defensemen today. Dunks and Verth both got on that scoreboard. For Mitch Kilmer, it has to feel good. His first home start of the season. He puts himself on a clean sheet. I was very impressed by the Rattlers. They looked like the stronger team tonight. They had that good depth that they've been having so far in the year. And because of it, they've now improved to 2-3 on the year. Well, Rattler fans, we thank you so much for joining us and for tuning in here today. We'll be back in action tomorrow. In fact, we got a whole weekend full of St. Mary's Rattlers for you today, tomorrow, Sunday, and even on into Monday. You can keep it tuned right here, rattlerathletics.com/live, and there will be some Rattlers for you to watch. Well, Rattler fans, that's going to do it for me, for the entire Rattler Network. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joe Rodriguez, and as always, take care, everyone.
It's that time. Down, set, hike, IPAC Nissan's kickoff savings event. Score huge savings all month long. Brand new 2015 Nissan Sentra, zero money down, just $229 a month. Drive a new 2015 Nissan Altima, zero money down, just $299 a month. But you've got to beat the blitz because these savings end soon. No matter what vehicle you're shopping for this season, remember, IPAC Nissan has it and we sell it for less.